How many of you have been working out for years, but you still look like you don't even work out because your arms are too small, especially when you're wearing a t-shirt? What man doesn't want huge, gargantuan, thick, bulbous arms that hug the sleeves of t-shirts and make women turn their heads and want to grab them and say, "Wow, you're so muscular." That's right. All of us do. After 11 years of working out, I finally figured out the formula and methods to finally grow my skinny arms. In the last 2 years, I've made more progress on my arms than ever before, and I'm going to break down exactly how I did that and how you can too in this video. I know how it feels. For years, I was working out. I had a very well-developed chest and back, in even shoulders, but my arms just simply were lagging behind. If you're more torso dominant like myself, meaning your chest and back are more developed and you have a wider clavicle, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to grow your arms than a limb dominant person, meaning basically their arms and legs are more developed. I knew I had to start experimenting and figuring out why they won't grow if I wanted a more powerful and masculine physique. The first thing you need to do if you're in this position is stop doing workout splits like push-pull legs and have a dedicated arm day. You need to put as much focus as you can on your arms and prioritize them at the beginning of your workouts. This is going to attribute to a ton of progress that you're missing out on right now. If you're doing push-pull legs or a similar split where you just do triceps after your chest or shoulders or biceps after your back training, the amount of stimulus and effort you can actually put into your arm training is significantly less, and that's why they're lagging behind. Because if they're already a lagging muscle group and you're putting them at the end of a workout, the amount of effort you can actually put into your arm training is significantly less because you're already fatigued from your other exercises. I personally have even experimented with doing 2 arm days a week, and that actually saw the most amount of progress. A great way of actually fitting in an arm workout in a split, especially if you're only going 4 to 5 times a week, is actually pairing your arms with a muscle like hamstrings. So what I actually do in one split is chest, back, shoulders. The next day I do arms, and then I train hamstrings, rest, and then you can either do upper, lower, or you could do, chest and back, shoulders and arms, and then a quad day. This way, as I said, we're able to give a ton of attention to our arm training and make sure we're getting the most out of every single set we're doing. The next tip, which is absolutely essential and crucial, is your exercise selection and order, and this has played a huge role in the growth I've seen in my arms. The way I set this up for triceps and bicep training is the exact same, and the first exercise is always focused on getting a peak contraction. So for triceps, we're going to do a long rope push down. This is going to make us focus the most on the contraction, and then for biceps, I like to do either a preacher curl or spider curl. The reason we're doing this at the beginning of the workout is because if we start doing this later on in the workout, after we've done a few exercises, our ability to actually contract our muscles starts to diminish because we're fatigued. So putting this first just makes sense. The second exercise I like to do is focused more on moving heavier weights. So for triceps, this can either be a close grip bench, dip, JM press, or a easy bar push down. Our whole goal here is to put as much load as possible on the tricep, and we're not as worried about what stretch or contraction we're aiming for. We're just trying to put as much tension as we can on the muscle. And for biceps, I like to do either a dumbbell hammer curl, an easy bar curl, a straight bar curl, or even just regular dumbbell curls. Lastly, you want to focus on stretching your triceps and biceps. As I said, your ability to contract the muscle is starting to drop off as we get later in the workout, so now it's focusing on overloading the stretch position. For triceps, any type of overhead extension, I like cables and dumbbell overhead extensions. And for biceps, we can do a D-handle cable curl or an incline curl. To summarize, basically the first exercise is focusing on contracting, the second one is focusing on overloading the tricep, and the last one is stretching, and this just basically follows how our muscles work and fatigue drop off throughout the workout. Third point is going to be supersetting your triceps and biceps. Not only do I do this to save time so I can focus on other areas of my life and progressing in relationships, business, whatever it is, but I also just find that supersetting my arms gives me a crazy pump. My ability to actually contract my muscle increases, and the amount of blood flow I get in there just feels fantastic, and there's nothing better than getting a gargantuan, freaky, blood-engorged pump in your arms. Not only that, if you're training arms, then let's say training hamstrings, as I mentioned earlier, it makes the workout shorter and you can put more emphasis on your hamstrings, as an arm workout should only take you about 30 minutes, maybe 40. I also want to add that you need to find exercises that you connect well with. If you're doing an exercise and you don't feel your tricep that well, or you're not getting a crazy pump, I would mess around with it, maybe change your body position, because we're all built differently. But if it still continues to not feel good, just switch it out for a different exercise. We're all built differently, and different exercises are going to feel different for each of us. So focus on what works for you and what you have a good mind-muscle connection to. Of course, always focus on having good controlled form, taking the rep for a full range of motion, and slowly progressing the weight as any other muscle group. Just because your arms are a smaller muscle doesn't mean you have to go super light on them. We still want to focus on progressive overload and making sure we're increasing that tension and stimulus over time. If you start doing all of these things, you will start improving your arms. I've done this with countless clients as well and tested it on them and myself, of course, and I've seen substantial progress. So I highly recommend implementing these tips, and you will start seeing more arm progress. And finally, you will hug the sleeves and look jacked and handsome.